WWE 2K24 MyGM mode. Are you ready to get extreme? I am your host, attackslug. We are back with another MyGM series, and this time indeed going to the land of misfit toys, heading towards ECW with Paul E. Heyman. And we shall have two competing brands as it was at the time. We will have the CPU being Miss Stephanie McMahon Helmsley and running Monday Night Raw. And we shall have the CPU playing as Eric Bischoff, Eazy-E, and running a WCW. But I promised Extreeeme, and so the AI will be on Extreme. The game difficulty will be on Extreme. The opening budget as low as humanly possible, after all it is ECW. And just to throw another monkey wrench into the mix, let's have all of the match types unlocked at the start. Now, I will add an additional level of complexity here and stack the deck even higher, because this is ECW, and therefore I can only choose wrestlers with an E in their name, so the top tier on my brand will be Seth freaking Rollins. Now, Raw grabs R-Truth, that's what's up, and WCW gets Shayna Baszler. Important to note that there is no women's championship in ECW. The problem being, the game, I think, would still expect to have men's, women's, and tag teams booked on every show. So we have to have some ladies, and sure, why not have Becky Lynch on my roster? Keeping Seth happy. Meanwhile, Carmella goes to Raw, and Nakamura goes to WCW. And so Becky will face off against Blair Davenport. Raw grabs Grayson Waller, the Aussie icon, and Brutus Creed goes to WCW. Our first feud for Seth will indeed be Dirty Dom. Raw grabs Nikita, and JC Jane goes to WCW. Joaquin Wilde, because why not? Raw grabs Elton Prince, and Dijak goes to WCW. Joaquin Wilde can face the Ring General Gunta. Otis and Carmelo Hayes to WCW. We're at 1.1 in the budget. We need some tag team action happening on the show. Big Luke Gallows, because why not? He's 125k, sure. Damian Priest goes to Raw, and Chad Gable goes to WCW. Who will team with Big Luke Gallows, as I am running out of budget here very quickly? I suppose Machine Gun Carl Anderson, that makes sense. BC, brother. Mitch and Mia Yim to Raw, and Dakota Kai to WCW, down to 846. We're gonna just be on the wire here for this first show, but hey, that's how Paul Heyman ran things, with no money. So many vowels, Giovanni, but no E in your name, unfortunately. But Mark Coffey, you're up.
ECW picks Mark Coffey.
Raw gets Valhalla and Fallon Henley to WCW. Now, who will team with Mark Coffey? Ludwig Kaiser is a specialist, so sure, get him in there.
ECW chooses Ludwig Kaiser.
Indy Hartwell to Raw, and WCW gets Kit Wilson. Do we spend the whole budget? Maybe. Can't go wrong with Austin Theory, A-Town down. Raw grabs Tony D'Angelo, and over to Josh Briggs in WCW. We have 287k left. And therefore, our final selection in ECW in round 12 is Cedric Alexander. Under 100k here on our budget. There it is. There's your roster. It should be quite interesting. Meanwhile, Raw gets Tippet Time And W3 gets scripts. Raw grabs, that's it. Alright, so Steph gets her roster there. Meanwhile, in WWE gets Wolfgang. Sure. And anybody else? Cora Jade. Sure. Alright, Eazy-E. It's an interesting roster you've chosen. Let's get our first show booked, shall we? And somehow, Eazy-E has the largest roster. That was not the plan, but hey, these things happen. Reno, Nevada. 4 weeks till hell in a cell. What's going on, Triple H? Feeling confident? We'll do okay. Big things this season. Yeah, we'll see. Eazy-E, Eric Bischoff. It's gonna be special. Our roster is amazing. You wish you had the King of Strong style. No offense, I'm gonna crush you like a bug. How are things shaping up? Respect your work, Paul, but we're taking the prize at the end of the season. And Austin Theory already wants something. He wants a no-holds-barred match. Sure thing. On this week or the following. Awesome. Looking forward to it. And yes, we know there are no women's division belts on the ECW brand. My world champion, Seth freaking Rollins. My men's tag team champions, the BC, Bullet Club, 444 Life. And my mid-card champion is Gunther. Alright, limited stock on my power card. And we have a show to book. What are my seasonal challenges to focus on? 5 promises. So Austin Theory, that's number 1. 5 rivalries with run-ins. 10 shows with a tag team call-out promo. 10 power cards. 10 tag team matches. Hire 5 superstars. Spend a lot of money on promos. Book 5 shows with 12 or more superstars. Spend $1 million. And, yeah. Alright, well, we shall see. We shall see. But I'm going to focus on, obviously, anyone who wants something, come to old Paul E. and we'll make it happen, I guess. But right now, Triple H wants Blair on a promo. Okay, so, matches to book. We got our main event, Seth freaking Rollins, defending against Dirty Dom Mysterio for that world title. Opening with Gunther. And who should he face? Either, let's see, actually, Cedric better than Joaquin. Sorry, buddy. The Age of Alexander happening on this show for the TV championship. I promised Mr. A-Town down a match, and actually, perhaps we'll have Blair call out Becky. I don't know. Sure. First show, we'll try it. So, Blair calls out Becky to hopefully begin that bit of business. That's not a good promo skill, but hey. Triple H wanted it. Austin Theory wants to go no holds barred against who? That is a problem. What if we brought in a jobber just to get our promise fulfilled for Austin Theory? So he is a bruiser. We need a jobber fighter. Matt Adore. That works. So 1 week for Matt Adore at 2.3 is pretty cheap. A-Town down and Matt Adore. Can I afford this at 60 grand? It's going to be cutting it very close, as Paul Heyman would certainly do. Now then, our tag team division playa, Holla Holla, Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows versus, was it Kaiser and Coffee was my team here? So, okay. There we go. For those tag team titles. Becky Lynch, get us some money. Do some advertising, please. And I don't know if I can afford to do a charity promo here. I'm going to try it. Nope, I can't do it. I can't do it. I'd like to. Not happening. Logistics, I can't even do anything with these, so that's just kind of whatever. My current power cards. We have Extreme Rules, which is block all opposing brands from using 3 randomly selected superstars in next week's show. All promos are free this week. Interesting. And have their results doubled if applicable. Interesting. I might, maybe. Perhaps next week. Double the price of power cards on opposing brands. Let's lock in the first week in the land of Extreme. confirm the booking. Oh boy, here we go. All right, so Gunther and Cedric for the TV title. It is the Ring General. It was 3.5 stars. It was great. Level 0, level 1. That's a good start for this GM mode. Mid-card tag team titles. The BC. And they retain their tag team titles. It is a new rivalry. It is 2.5 stars. Becky Lynch gets us 12,500 and loses 3 in her popularity. Mid-card, no holds barred, Theory and Matador. It's going to be an upset on Theory, and he's out for a week. 2 stars. Hey, I wanted that promise fulfilled. This is how things happen. So, wow. Wow. The Call Out. Level 0, level 1, love that. And your main event, Rollins and Dirty Dom for that world title. And still, Seth freaking Rollins, 3 stars, new rivalry. And so on that first show, giving us 1, 2, 3, 4 rivalries. Love it. Meanwhile, the Red Brand, the Raw Tag Team titles, Prince and Priest versus D'Angelo and Otis. There's currently no champions. So simulate who are the first ever Raw Tag Champs. It is Prince and Priest. It was 2.5 stars. Mitch and Mia Yim gets +4 on her promo. Happy time, Indy Hartwell. Sure, why not? It is indie wrestling. It was 1.5 stars. Disappointing. The Call Out from Valhalla, level 1, excellent. R-Truth, Grayson Waller, Fighter Bruiser, face, heel, and Truth gets the win. It was 2 stars, no rivalry. I think Truth is their world champion. Good for him. And your main event, the champ Carmella versus Nikita. It is going to be Mella is Money. It was 3 stars and no rivalry. And WCW opens with Brutus Creed versus the champion Nakamura. World Championship matchup. It is and new. 3 stars and a rivalry. Hayes calls out Dijak. It was good, but no rivalry. Cora Jade, Fallon Henley. We get Fallon Henley with the win. New rivalry, 1.5. JC Jane, +1. Mid-card tag team titles, Wolfgang and Scripps versus Briggs and Gable. It is Briggs and Gable, your tag team champs. 2 stars, new rivalry. Dijak, +2. Feast your eyes. And Dakota Kai versus Shayna Baszler for the women's title in WCW. Shayna retains. Tap, snap, or crap, 3.5 stars. New rivalry. Now then, we got good booking with 1 injury for a week. It's fine. He's not currently in a feud. We're okay with that. Good for Raw and good for Eric Bischoff. Continue. This means we get 41,000 in the fan change and almost 7,000 in the profit. We have 80K in our budget. Raw did 34,000 and Raw made 51. And Ted Turner's baby gets 40K and they make 49. Yeah, running that match for Theory there cost me quite a bit, but hey, we got that 1 promise fulfilled, didn't we? And I get my injury rehab for that promo. And we end week 1 in the top spot by a mere 990 fan difference between 1 and 2. Minneapolis, Minnesota, Triple H, take better care. Health spot card. Yeah, we know. All right. Thanks, game. Mark Coffey wants something. He wants to fight him again. Don't worry. You're in a tag team feud. That'll happen. You'll get that blizz cliz. Importantly, he didn't say he wanted a singles match. And thus concludes episode 1 here. Strap in. It's going to be quite the extreme journey through this MyGM mode. I'm attackslug. I'll see you next time for more videos right here on this channel. And I'm out.